All right, welcome back to another video, man. It's been a minute, but I am back. And I am back with another Diablo 4 update. Um, I've been trying to grind this game out as much as I can, man. It has been a bit of a struggle, but nothing too crazy. Um, right now, said I would update if I could manage to get a mythic, and there's some good news and bad news attached to that. The good news is I have managed to get a mythic through grind, through dedication, through sheer time. No skill involved for the most part. None of this is skill. It's all just time. But which I think is worse, kind of. Some of it a little skill, but the bad news though is my mythic is garbage. This is, to me, I mean, a little research, and some people say, oh, you can, it has these attributes, and you can kind of fit it in with certain builds or whatever. I don't know, but for both of my characters, I leveled up a Spiritborn. By the way, Spiritborn is actually really fun. The only issue I'm having with mine is the damage in Torment 2 is just not really there when it comes to lair bosses. I definitely need to be in the party for the most part, but I leveled up a sorcerer because I was like, I kind of felt like I wasn't getting the drops with my Spiritborn that I really needed to be like strong with the layer bosses. So I just leveled up a sorcerer because I knew the damage from sorcerers is just pretty solid. So you don't have to have like super good gear with the sorcerers to be able to kind of ball out with damage against the bosses. The damage from my sorcerer, by the way, is not that great, but I can solo and tier Torment 2 the layer bosses, so I don't really have to rely on people in like parties and stuff like that. I can pretty much my survivability with my sorcerer is really good, and then on top of that, I put out decent damage. So it'll I can't one hit them or anything like that, but it won't. It doesn't take me too long. I think I can clear a layer boss in probably less than 5 minutes. But solo, some people just poof and they're gone. But those people are like Paragon 2 something. I'm 180. I'm there. I'm chugging along. I'm chugging along. I decided to level up see how fast I can level up this warrior, and then push through the season content to get another mythic piece, another mythic shard, whatever, to craft another one, because that's how I got mine. I crafted it, but of course, I managed to get apparently one of the worst ones, which is this Doombringer. Um, I think it's good for low levels because you only need to be level 35 to use it. So I'm gonna try to use it a little bit with my warrior and see how if it helps the him or not in any way. But more than likely, I'm going to just salvage this and then get the shard, and then if I can level through the season content or whatever, then I'll just try to craft another one and see what happens. But yeah, right now I managed to get Doombringer. I leveled it up a little bit just to see how if I could get lucky with the stats or whatever. But as you can see, both times it just went into life instead of all stats, of course, because I have very bad luck in this game, if you cannot tell. But other than that, the mythic grind, and I'm really bad luck too with armor drops. Like most of the drops I get is just the 1 star on the armor. That's it. I think I managed to find a 2 star that I could actually use on my sorcerer. Other than that, it's just all 1 stars. No stars or 1 stars, and all the ancestral stuff. It's okay, but I can't use it with any of my builds that I want to use. It's all just um off other stuff like ice or electricity. Now I'm just using fire on my sorcerer right now. Um, But I will say Spiritborn, if you know, if you don't have the DLC, which I waited a long time to get the DLC because I was like, I don't really need it. If you don't have the DLC, you cannot get runs. These can be pretty strong. I don't use them a ton, but especially in low levels, they could probably be. I'm trying to do a ruin. That the reason why I have so many is because I'm trying to see if I can also craft, because you can use the ruins to craft mythics. It's a super grind, but I'm just trying to see if I can do it or not. But other than that, you can buy them, but they're like a god tier amount of money to buy them. So because you can craft the ones you want if you have the ruins. So instead of trying to just get lucky with something that you could use, the stats are still going to be random, but the actual piece won't be. So I'm trying to do that at the same time, level up in the season to get another shard to then craft. If this Doombreaker doesn't do anything with my warrior, most people said it's not that great of a mythic. Unfortunately, I think any mythic, if they're gonna bother to even make one, it should be good. Like period. I don't think obviously there's going to be some better than others, but all of them I think should be able to be used in most any build you want to use them in for the most part. I think they should be universal. I think if you grind so much time and effort to getting these things and you actually get one, it shouldn't be any circumstance where they're unusable for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of odd that they would do that, but it is what it is. But if they're gonna gatekeep these, then I think the star. I don't know the right word for it. I just call them star ancestral stars or whatever. But but then they gatekeep the higher ones too. I mean, I think I found a 3-star once, but it was whack. All the stats on it was completely garbage, so I couldn't use it for anything. So that's the only one I've ever found. So other than that, they're all 1 stars, and usually the stat that's starred is something that's not even good for the most part. But sometimes it's alright, sometimes it's not. Um, but yeah, so far, other than the armor ordeal, which is a huge part of RPGs, to be honest with you, everything else has been kind of fun. Just trying to get better. I did have a good Samaritan force push me through the torments. Let's just shoot to here real quick. But yeah, he force pushed me through the torments. Um, cool guy. I got him on my friends list. I haven't played with him other than that one day, but he was a beast. He had like 3 mythic pieces on his armor set. He was doing crazy damage. Um, but well, they're locked up here. But if you let me see, I can't show you on there. But basically, they're unlocked. Um, so I can with like my sorcerer and my spirit born, but not my sorcerer. My spirit born, it's completely unlocked, so I can go to tier 4. I've been going to tier 4 to unlock the coaches and stuff, thinking that'll make a difference. I don't know if it makes a difference. If I don't know if it matters where you got what torment you actually unlock the coach or whatever they're called. Um, or does it matter where you open them, what torment you open them? So I don't really know yet, but I've been kind of just going to torment 4 to open everything. This is a new season goblin. I haven't seen any goblins yet. I mean, I've seen one, I think, but that's it. A lot of people have been complaining they haven't been seeing them much. Um, and you can get a mythic piece from this too. So I've been trying to look out for these goblins because you can get one at the end right here. Um, so it's a potential for me to still have a mythic up my sleeve if I just put in enough time, which is a little hard because I have a job, but unfortunately, but uh, but yeah, but other than that, I mean, the game is it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna hold you. It pulls you in a little bit. I can see how once you get tier 4 and you haven't really got any mythics, I don't see how you can get tier 4 without the mythics though. Torment 4, to be honest, because just jumping in on that with my Spiritborn, I mean I can barely do anything in Torment 2 to be honest, but I just don't know what level of gear you would need to unlock that Torment. I mean, like I said, the one guy unlocked it for me, but he had 3 mythics on of armor. So and he was like Paragon 300 and something. So he was a monster. I don't know. He was in a clan. Maybe that has something to do with it. But he either was extremely lucky or a beast. I mean, maybe both. But but he was even dying when we were. He couldn't even do some of the. I mean, he tried to run a lair boss. Mostly, we were just doing the. We mostly did the torment, the rift ones or whatever. We did a couple. We did a bunch of Herodric storage room runs. That's how I mostly leveled up a good amount. But when we tried to do the lair boss once or twice, he couldn't do it. Like he even died, and he died a couple of times when we were just going around the world doing hell tides, and he was dying a few times if he wasn't careful. So even that was a struggle. His damage was crazy, but if he wasn't trying to dodge or stuff like that, he would die. So it's unreal. You know what I mean? What I just don't without the mythics or like 4-starred, completely leveled up army. I just don't see how you can survive doing that. But maybe I'm missing something. But other than that, I can see how someone might obviously get bored in between seasons if you play this that much that often. But for someone like me who just doesn't have that much time to dedicate, there is stuff to do all the time for the most part, and I think that's who they kind of they I think I'm kind of the target person, a person who doesn't have a lot of time to play, and they constantly feel like it's stuff they kind of have to do. Because I got armor and then layer bosses and all that stuff. Getting more efficient at that. So I feel like I don't have enough time. But if someone has a lot of time and they can play this kind of every day, but even then, I don't think you would still need help or luck to kind of become a beast like that one guy was who I was playing with. Yeah, but other than that, man, it's pretty fun. For sure, I would say it does get repetitive, obviously, and I do think, like I said earlier, they gatekeep the armor a little too much. I think if everyone had the opportunity, I mean they do, but it's locked behind an immense amount of time. You know what I'm saying? They constantly want you on this game, and I get that because you fall for traps like I fell for when it comes to this armor. I wouldn't say I fell for it because I play on Game Pass, so I didn't really buy the game. I did buy the DLC, but oh yeah, back to that. I'm rambling, but if you don't have the DLC and you waited like I did, you are missing out on fundamental parts of the game. In my opinion, you are because if you don't have the DLC, you can't do the mercenaries, which they are pretty. They come in handy. In my opinion, pretty solidly. And then you get stuff. You get a mercenary den, and then you can get armor from there. It's just there's a lot of benefits to having the DLC that I didn't have before I got the DLC. And then you get the ruins, and like I said, those can be pretty solid at certain, especially early levels. Um, and then there's lair bosses that's in that other realm, that area that's attached to the DLC. I mean, DLC does offer a lot. I mean, I got it on sale. I think I paid like can't remember, like $10 maybe for it, which is the deal to me. But because of that, and because of the time I've been putting in, you do feel more, you do feel the push to get stuff from the shop. I mean, they do offer free. You can do the battle pass kind of for free when you get these tokens you get just from playing the game. But to get in the battle pass, you have to buy it. I mean, the first one you don't, but these other ones you do, and then it's like $8 or something per thing. I think it was something like that. Yeah, $8, which isn't bad. I mean, it adds up across all three, but um, and I didn't get the main one because it was. I mean, it's 18, but the only thing I don't have from this is these wings, this little pet thing and the wings. I'm good. For 18 bucks, I'm good with that. But yeah, so and then all the armor you get, you unlock, you can use it throughout all your characters. It's account based, so that's cool. It's not just gatekeeped around certain ones. They do have certain armor for certain characters, but I thought this was pretty cool, so I just put it on. Um, but yeah, that didn't cost me much. The amount of paying for the game, and I'm still I'm still winning when it comes to not buying the full game and only $10 for the DLC. So I feel like DLC plus the actual price of the game they wanted. I'm well within that price range. So I didn't feel like I was bugging too much buying the little armor stuff. But uh, but yeah, it does adds a cool look. I do think the armor sets they do look cool. They're just too expensive. A lot of them are like 25 plus, 28, $30. That's ridiculous. To me, that's ridiculous. I get it's just cosmetic. And they need to make money outside of people buying the game. But I do think they need to have more affordable options for you know people who don't have full time jobs or whatever. A lot of younger people they want to buy this shit, but um, I think it's too expensive because you end up getting you got let's say you got three characters and you want three unique armor pieces each. I mean, you're buying the game twice at that point, and I think that's a little much to ask, in my opinion. I mean, some people might disagree, but this is this is the time we're in, I guess, when it comes to the microtransactions and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the game is pretty chill. It's pretty casual, kind of. I mean, the only thing they really demand is luck and time. I do think you can time beats luck eventually. I guess if you pour enough time in every day or whatever, you can just force your way especially with the Paragon. You can force your way to kind of being pretty efficient with running the lair bosses and stuff. I still haven't beat. This is embarrassing to say, but I still have not beat Mythic Uber Lilith yet. My patience with one hit mechanics is just very low. Another reason why I'm trying to level up this warrior because I want to do a bunch of armor and a bunch of to try to force my way to and beat Lilith without having to dodge one hit mechanics 24/7. But I can do it with I got the closest with my sorcerer because I do the most damage, but she still has these. I don't know if you ever seen videos. If you haven't seen videos, but basically she gets to a certain amount of health, then she goes through this little thing where she's unhittable, and then these one hit mechanics come and you gotta dodge and you gotta move, and then you hit her down again, and then she becomes unhittable again, and it's stupid. I just hate that kind of boss mechanics. Um, it you just I don't know. Yeah, I hate dodging. I don't want to do all that stuff. Like I have armor, I have health, I have damage. Why that? But I get it anyway. But I'm pretty sure I could beat it if I got to a party. But I kind of want to do it on my own. But I want to level this guy up, see how crazy I can get his armor and health, and see if I can just brute force my way through the one hit mechanics. Because I can kind of do it with my sorcerer. Um, because I have so much armor and like health regen and stuff like that. So I can take one good hit from the one hit mechanic and it takes all my life, but I have a sliver left and then I have to heal real quick. But they come at you back to back sometimes so much that it's stupid. But anyway, maybe I just suck. But yeah, yeah, man, I'm having some pretty good fun. I'm gonna level this guy up. I think I got enough time. I think it's like 70 days left in the season. So, if I throw a little couple hours here and there, I think I'll be all right to get another, at least to get one more mythic. But I do think the fact that they gatekeep it so hard and it's still random to where you get a random mythic and it's not good is bad. That's a bad to me. I don't care. Call me weak. Call me whatever. I saw, look at reading a couple of Reddits and comments on people, some YouTubers videos about it. You got some people just like mocking the community of people, that are complaining about how hard it is to get the mythics, and they're like, "Man, a super rare item is hard to get." Like, yeah, I mean, people are going to complain, especially if that item you get doesn't work for you in any capacity for the most part. I think that's kind of BS. If you're going to gatekeep it to this degree where people have ran 300 plus boss runs, they say, and they still hasn't dropped, that's insane. I mean, if it was just like one world piece we were talking about, like in World of Warcraft, where no, it's going to be one person on the server who's going to find it, and it's going to be Uber, and it's going to be a beast, then cool. That's I get that. It's super rare. Not everyone's gonna. It's one, but if you're going to make it to where you can't even sell the mythics, they're account locked, and on top of that make it super hard to get, and on top of that make it to where they're still randomized. I think that's insane. I don't see the point of that, but I'm gonna stay on the hamster wheel for a little while longer because, like I said, I'm still having some fun. But maybe um, I'll awaken at some point and I'm like, oh yeah, this is not fun. But I mean, that could still happen. But until that point, I'll keep you guys updated. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you continue to have one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.